You will be provided 2 pages to study for each question that will be at the end of this course. The first page is the actual question and answer that will most likely be on the DPS test. The second page is the support material for the answer to the question. Step 1 to this study approach is to see the actual question and answer without distractors. This will help your mind remember the answer when distractors are present. Step 2 is to read and study the reasoning behind the answer to the question. You will see portions of the support material in green. This is the actual answer to the question. In some cases, you will also see sentences in red. These are also very important parts of the explanation that may appear on the DPS test as another question. For a first offense of driving a commercial vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs, you will lose your CDL for at least. So what first offenses can lead to a loss of a CDL for a full year? If you drive a CMV under the influence of alcohol or controlled substances, for example drugs, if you leave the scene of an accident involving a CMV you were driving, if you use a CMV to commit a felony, if you refuse to submit to a test to determine your alcohol concentration or the presence of a controlled substance while operating a CMV, if you cause the death of another person through the negligent or criminal operation of a CMV, if you drive a CMV while your CDL is revoked, suspended, canceled, or disqualified. The BAC, blood alcohol concentration for commercial drivers to be considered intoxicated when driving a commercial vehicle is what can lead to a disqualification of your CDL license. It is illegal to operate a CMV if your blood alcohol concentration, or your BAC, is 0.04% or more. You will lose your CDL for 1 year for the first offense. You will lose it for life for the second offense. If your blood alcohol concentration is less than 0.04%, but you have any detectable amount, you will be put out of service for 24 hours. So what is the most important reason to inspect your truck or bus? Vehicle inspections. Safety is the most important reason you inspect your vehicle. Safety for yourself and safety for others. Can federal inspectors inspect your truck or bus? Why do we inspect? A vehicle defect found during an inspection could save you problems later. You could have a breakdown on the road that will cost time and dollars, or even worse, a crash caused by defects. Federal and state laws require that drivers inspect their vehicles. Federal and state inspectors also may inspect your vehicles. If they judge the vehicle to be unsafe, they will put it out of service until it is fixed. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees can make it difficult and hard to steer. During our inspection, what are we looking for steering system defects? Well, we're looking for missing nuts, bolts, cotter keys, or other parts, bent, loose, or broken parts such as steering column, steering gearbox, or tie rods. If you have power steering equipped hoses, pumps, or any type of fluid levels, check for leaks. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, which is approximately 2 inches movement at the rim of a 20-inch steering wheel, can make it hard to steer. Which of these statements about an inspection of suspension components is true? What are we looking for in our suspension system defects? The suspension system holds up the vehicle and its load. It keeps the axles in place. Therefore, broke suspension parts can be extremely dangerous. Look for spring hangers that allow movement of axle from proper position, cracked or broken spring hangers, missing or broken leaves in any leaf spring. If 1/4 or more are missing, it will put the vehicle out of service, but any defect could be dangerous. Broken leaves in a multi-leaf spring, or leaves that have shifted so they might hit a tire or other part. Leaking shock absorbers, torque rod or arm, U-bolts, spring hangers, or other axle positioning parts that are cracked, damaged, or missing. Air suspension systems that are damaged and or leaking, any loose, cracked, broken, or missing frame members. What system consists of external piping for conducting combustion gases from the engine that can lead to leaks which cause asphyxiation of driver or passengers? What to look for in exhaust system defects? A broken exhaust system can let poison fumes into the cab or sleeper berth. Look for loose, broken, or missing exhaust pipes, mufflers, tailpipes, or vertical stacks. Loose, broken, or missing mounting brackets, clamps, bolts, or nuts. Exhaust system parts rubbing against fuel system parts, tires, or other moving parts of vehicle. Exhaust system parts that are leaking. A key principle to remember about loading cargo is to keep the load. If the cargo contains hazardous material, you must. Cargo trucks. You must make sure the truck is not overloaded and the cargo is balanced and secured before each trip. If the cargo contains hazardous materials, you must inspect for proper papers. If you have to make a vehicle inspection report, you must sign it. Vehicle overview. Review your last vehicle inspection report. Drivers may have to make a vehicle inspection report in writing each day. The motor carrier must repair any items in the report that affect safety and certify on the report that repairs were made or were unnecessary. You must sign the report only if defects were noted and certified to be repaired or not needed to be repaired. Where should the ignition key be during the pre-trip inspection? Safety note. Always put vehicle keys in your pocket, or someone might move the vehicle while you are checking underneath it. How many red reflective triangles are you required to carry? Check your emergency equipment. Check for safety equipment. Spare electrical fuses, unless vehicle has circuit breakers. 3 red reflective triangles. Properly charged and rated fire extinguisher. It is necessary to do an after-trip inspection report because after-trip inspection and report. You may have to make a written report each day on the conditions of the vehicles you drove. Report anything affecting safety or possibly leading to mechanical breakdown. Keep a copy of your report in the vehicle for 1 day. That way the next driver can learn about any problems you have found. The vehicle inspection report tells the motor carrier about problems that may need fixing. It may include filling out a vehicle and condition report listing any problems you find.